Today I want to answer the question, what happens when what we're afraid of happens? Because while the Bible says so many times to not be afraid, it doesn't say that what we're afraid of will never happen. So how can we choose to still not be afraid no matter what happens? And to answer that question, I'm going to dive into a little bit of story time. There I was, standing in line to ride a crazy thrill ride called Falcon's Fury at Busch Gardens in Tampa, Florida. Now, I'm from Orlando. I've gone to theme parks all my life, and I've rode tons of roller coasters and thrill rides. And I love them, and I'm very comfortable on them. But this ride was the first ride in a while to me that actually looked kind of scary. Falcon's Fury at Busch Gardens is a ride where they take you 335 feet in the air, turn you face down, and then drop you all the way to the ground while facing the ground. I was excited to go on this ride, but at the same time, it looked a little intense. And one does think about what could happen if this ride went wrong. I'm going on the ride with my dad, my brother, and my sister. And our turn finally comes. We get taken all the way to the top. We get turned face down. Oh, it's about to drop us. Except for a few seconds went by and nothing happened. A few more seconds went by and then we got turned back upright again, without dropping. I don't know fully what's going on, but I know this ain't how the ride's supposed to be going. But the good news for us is the ride operator communicated what was going on from down below. Or at least that was good news for the people that were down there. Because from all the way up where we were, I'll overlay a sound of what we heard. We couldn't understand a word that the guy said. All we knew was that we were stuck up there. We didn't know how long it was going to be. We didn't know if we were going to suddenly drop to our death. The mind swirls in times like these. And it was at this point, because I'm not too fond of heights, that I started to get a little bit anxious. But just as I started to get a little bit anxious, I was reminded of how much God was with me. I really felt His presence, and I knew I'd be okay. And instead of being anxious, I was actually able to take joy in being up that high and enjoying the view. And it's a good thing I enjoyed the view while I could, because after about a minute, we just dropped. Suddenly, with no warning. We didn't even get turned face down, we just dropped. And I'll be honest, on the way down, I wasn't 100% sure that we were going to stop before we hit the bottom. But that was just a quick thought, because I knew God would keep us safe. And we ended up getting down safely. What I noticed in this situation is that the ride didn't run smoothly. Something went wrong. In other words, something that I was afraid of that could happen actually happened. But because I knew God was with me, He was able to take anxiety and actually turn it into joy of enjoying the view from up there, which is like what Psalm 94:19 says. I was very worried, but your comfort brought me joy. And this is the reason that we can have no fear no matter what happens, because we know that God is always with us. Because that's always what the Bible says of the reason to not be afraid. It's not because nothing bad or nothing scary will ever happen to us, but because God will be with us in it, and He'll be with us always no matter what. Because if you think about it, even characters in the Bible, God let Daniel be thrown into the lion's den. God let Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego get thrown into the fire. But they were unharmed when walking through the fire, and God was visibly with them in it. Daniel was unharmed at the lion's den, because God shut the mouths of the lions. And so even when something bad happens to us, when what we're afraid of happens, God is with us in it, and that is our true reason to not be afraid. And so if you're dealing with fear today, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and I pray that God helps you have peace from knowing just how much He's with you.